Hello, my darlings. Hope you're all doing well. Blushlilyblog here. Welcome to this reading that's going to find you right before a big change in your life. So this is going to be a one-option reading. Let's do a little bit of an energy check-in so you guys can make sure that this is the right reading for you. You're reminiscing about the past, and there's a lot of nostalgia that's being shown over here. Definitely missing somebody. They're also showing me that you might have recently reconnected with a very sweet and vulnerable aspect of you that you might not be comfortable showing to a lot of people. And you might be getting to know this version of you, this part of you, all over again. And what I'm seeing is that you're allowing it to be. And it's a beautiful thing. You're no longer calling yourself naive. You're no longer trying to suppress this aspect of you. You're embracing it. You're loving it. I also see a lot of inner child healing that's happening here. And if this is something that you've been doing, this is your sign that your inner child is getting better, getting happier, getting seen, getting heard. You're raising yourself. There's been a lot of missing aspects of support, of love, of understanding in your childhood. And now you're working through this and you're giving this wonderful energy. And that's completely essential. You're giving it to yourself. Wow. You know, at the same time, you're somebody who's so incredibly strong. I see that you're tired of having to be strong. Some of you, you're missing a particular male energy, but it's interesting because they're telling me it's a male energy that was never really there in reality. So some of you, you might be thinking how good it would be to have a good father, how different it would be to have grown up with a strong male presence. For some of you, you're missing a relationship that never was. It's quite interesting. It's as if you wanted to believe that somebody was a certain way, but this person wasn't that way. Loads of Aries energies. For a lot of you, you're like, you know what, I wish I was a kid again. Yeah, you're definitely missing somebody, guys. Some of you might have lost somebody recently. And they're telling me that you're now going through a very difficult period where you have to face your fears that have to do with being uncomfortable, that have to do with speaking up your mind, that have to do with accepting of you. Load of Swords. You're overthinking right now. And you tend to be somebody who catastrophizes. Yes, you know that's you. Catastrophizes. You're overthinking the overthinking. You're imagining worst case scenarios. A lot of anxiety is being shown in this particular moment. And you might be thinking about where to go next. How to ensure success in some sort of aspect. For some of you, it could have something to do with travel, relocation, or just the next step that you need to take in order to succeed, in order to get this energy of the breakthrough. But I really like the fact that you're looking for an environment, a place, a strategy that will allow your vulnerable, beautiful, sweet, and sometimes naive self to exist safely, to thrive. Aries energy, Cancer energy, Scorpio energy is coming through very strongly. I'm also getting Gemini, Taurus, and Pisces. If that sounds like you, keep on watching. Let's go ahead and take a look at the big change right before which you, my darlings, are going to see this video. By the way, it could already be happening, so you might just need to know something important about this change. So let's take a look at which aspect of your life, or which aspects of your life, the change is coming in. emotional repair. Emotional repair that has to do with security. Look, yeah, you're very worried about your future, very worried about future connections. Emotional wounds are still open, and past pain continues to influence the present. More time and effort are needed for true healing. And we have a lot of things that have to do with stability, security, the lighthouse energy. You might feel uncertain about your safety and security, or external events may be shaking your foundation. Unable to plan long term, maybe unable to sleep well. So based on the energies that came through in your tarot cards as well, that have to do with the death, that have to do with the transformation, they're telling me that there is going to be a big change when it comes to the way that you deal with stress, to the way that you adapt to a new reality. And there's going to be a big change to the way that you're holding on to something, my darlings. You're holding on to something that is now hurting you. You're holding on too tight. You're trying to retain control over situations and people you have no control over. The universe and your spiritual team want to give you some sort of new way of thinking, which is going to affect a lot of areas of your life. And it's as if there's some sort of direction that they want to show you, but it comes through as being able to see when the energy feels the darkest. It's quite interesting. Like you're only going to be able to see that light in the dark. And right now you're holding on to something that doesn't allow you to go into the dark. You've been looking up to somebody. I know a lot of people are looking up to you. You might feel overwhelmed. You might be feeling overwhelmed because the thing is over here, guys, you tend to really think that you can control everything. And it's destroying you. You think that you can control other people's emotions. You think that you can control situations. You think that you can control much more than you can control. And when you don't manage to control it, you feel like you're failing. The thing is over here, guys, what's going to happen is your perspective is going to change. And you're no longer going to feel small, insignificant. You're no longer going to feel like a failure. You're no longer going to look for fault within yourself for the actions of other people and for what is going on that is truly beyond your control. Yeah? And this is going to bring big changes because here you're tormenting yourself for no reason, honestly. Tormenting yourself for no reason. And the spiritual team is saying enough, my darling, enough. Because that inner child healing that's happening right now, it's incredibly important. And they're telling me that you're going to raise your inner child differently. Look, it brings the energy of romance. That emotional healing that takes place, emotional repair, brings the card of romance into this very beautiful reading. Let's talk about it more. Because again, there's that sweetness that I mentioned. And your inner child, that romantic, aspirational, vulnerable, beautiful aspect of you needs to feel safe to be seen, to be, well, seen by the right people. Let's put it that way. And they're telling me that you're going to get to your wish, yeah? That has to do with romance. but it's as if you're going to get there differently, not how you're expecting. There's a surprise that's coming up from the universe over here, quite possibly within the next 7 days, up to 7 weeks. They're showing me a wish coming true. I don't know why I keep hearing the star is born, but anyways, there's some sort of gift, and that gift might come in, not in this beautiful package, but in some sort of change of plans, going into the unknown, maybe traveling somewhere. We do have the suitcases over here, but traveling light, traveling without any expectations, just going about like kind of doing your thing. And here they're telling me that the universe is going to arrange a lot of things for you. An unexpected turn of events where your wish, especially when it has to do with romance, is coming true. Now, there's another little thing that I want to do over here, my darlings. Is I want to check up on the timing. So think about your question, think about your situation. And I'm literally going to pull out a couple of cards. Maybe just one is going to be enough, we'll see. We're going to go with the flow. It's going to talk about timing this week, literally, look. Like I said, 7 days. For some of you, 7 days. So you're either getting some sort of answer, you're getting some sort of connection, a meeting. Yeah, within the next 7 days. For some of you, it's this week. It's so close. And it's honestly incredibly heartwarming. With this person, they're telling me that there's going to be exploration. This could mean that you might relocate to a particular place, you might explore something. Look, they're telling me once again, it's as if you're trying something new. The garden and the gate. You're looking at what's out there. So it's most likely, my darlings, that you find that harmony and balance and romance with the yin and yang while you're exploring something new. And it doesn't always have to mean that, you have to go to the other side of the world or whatever. You could just be in a new area in your city. Or you could be getting coffee at a different coffee shop. You might wander in a different department in your company. So you're kind of just getting out of the place that you know. And here you're finding harmony, the yin and the yang. Almost, I want to say, spontaneous connection, an unexpected connection. And balance is restored. Balance is restored. Look, once more. A beautiful confirmation. This is for my lovely ladies and for my lovely gentlemen as well. What's being shown over here is a man holding a heart. So it could be you yourselves, yeah? If we're talking about gentlemen, or you feel like you met somebody who makes your heart feel better, beats a little bit faster. You're noticing emotions that haven't been there for quite some time. And of course, for my lovely ladies, you're most likely going to get somebody who's coming in with good intentions. Yeah, not with the intention to toot it and boot it, but with the intention to create something that's about love, that's about intimacy, that's about a connection. Now, I will tell you this, my darlings. This is going to be, at first, a little bit awkward, a little bit scary for the both of you, right? So just bear that in mind. A little bit, like make things a little bit easier for one another. because this person is going to take a chance. This person is going to put themselves in a vulnerable place because it feels like, they are going to be the ones approaching you. Oh, and you're going to get married to this person. Oh my days, 10 of Pentacles. What an amazing spread today, guys. Only those of you who are meant to see it will see it. And you'll be grateful. Because even as I'm talking right now, it's almost like I'm seeing the cards vibrate, exude some sort of beautiful energy that feels almost unreal. Because the 10 of Pentacles, this is long-term family. Yeah? About being able to build almost a dynasty. I'm definitely seeing good values. I'm definitely seeing a person who has a lot to offer. Yeah? Emotions-wise, money-wise, connections-wise, and so do you. It's a very interesting balance. So this person might have a lot of money and you might not, but you bring something else that's equally as important to him or her, and vice versa. So there's something about, not necessarily needing to be equal in certain aspects, but the key to success over here is about the balance and the harmony that you create. The moon and the sun, yeah? They're very different, but they each bring something important, something vital. And the same when it comes to your character traits. One of you might be more excitable, fiery, emotional. The other one might be a little bit more calm and, rational. But the balance is beautiful. Because sometimes we look for the person who's very similar to us without the realization that the balance and harmony happens when you give each other something that you're missing. Yeah? So it's a very beautiful combination where you might have thought that, you're lacking something, or the person might have thought that they're lacking something, but that's the way it works. Puzzle pieces, they have extra pieces and they have the missing piece, right? And the way it bonds beautifully together, amazing. Oh, there's some good loving as well, guys. So another important thing that's coming through, this could be with this person coming into your life or separately from it, but what I'm seeing is the healing that's being shown of the first two incredibly important chakras, your energy centers. So the first and the second chakra. The first one is about security, stability, things that have to do with money, home, security, documents, all of those things. The second chakra, it's about pleasure, reproductive system, being able to relax and get physical intimacy. So those two are being healed. And those two, without those two, it's very difficult to have the other energy centers functioning properly, because this is the fundamental aspect of it. So I'm definitely seeing questions that have to do with your stability, security, your job security, money, where you're living, things that have to do with your status, documents-wise, is being approved, is being resolved. So there's definitely energy that's flowing over here as well, from the first one to the second one. And the second one is about pleasures. It's about, even for some of you, it could be about balancing out the hormones. It could be about healing certain irregularities. Yeah, it's about getting good results. It's about seeing improvement. When we're talking about some sort of healing that you've been doing, or the improvement from a different diet or something along those lines. Yeah. I want another deck to come in over here and say what it needs to say. about the big changes. Wow, okay. A beautiful win-win. Okay, so we have the balance over here. We have the scales over here. So look, they're telling me again that you might be overthinking something. Really overthinking something. But they're asking you to keep on believing. Do you think you can do that for a little bit more? Literally, this week something important is happening. And a win-win outcome is forecast. So for those of you, my darlings, who are waiting for some sort of document, where you are in some sort of maybe tense conflict, tense energy of waiting, of communicating, of trying to find some sort of compromise, they're telling me that this is all working out beautifully. There might be some sort of additional talk, additional negotiation, but they're telling me that the win-win outcome is forecast. And it's absolutely fantastic because they're telling me that you're very happy about it. Another thing that they're showing me, this mostly is going to be quite specific, but they're telling me if you wanted to learn how to paint or go into some sort of art, paint, I don't know, working with epoxy, I think it's called, creating something, they're saying go for it. Go for it. It's going to work out beautifully for you. And don't be afraid to share your voice. It's also coming through as an advice. So things that have to do with podcasts, YouTube videos, I don't know, things on Insta, go for it. They'll tell me you'll readjust and it's going to flow very smoothly. And if you opened your business or, you're kind of doing something for yourself on the side and you haven't had maybe clients or a lot of clients, things are going to get better within the next week. Yeah. All right. And that's what I see for you, my darlings. I hope you enjoyed this reading and it resonated. Claim its magic down in the comments below. If you're up for a personal reading, all you have to do is send me an email. The email's in the description box below this reading. That same place, you'll find the links to my Patreon page with over 250 exclusive videos, additional discounts, and much, much more. So make sure to check it out. All right, my darlings, take care now. Bye.